Alright guys, welcome back to Terraria Let's Play. This is Mr. Professor Jaymix prescribing you yet another 50 cc's of wedding stories. This time part 2, wedding stories harder. So yeah, quick things I want to talk about. Actually no, never mind, that's for another episode I guess. Okay, so yeah, another funny thing that happened quite a bit in the wedding was like it's people from like both sides of the family, I'm sure you know. And so I mean, of course there's gonna be people you don't know, but like there are people on my side of the family I didn't even know. Like I've never even heard of these people. Like my mom would come up to me and she'd be like, this is aunt blah blah whatever and she knew you when you were like 2 years old. And to me, I'm just like, okay, do you really expect me to remember her? You know, it's kind of awkward a little bit. It's like, all right, yeah. She's like, yeah, I knew you when you were. Oh my God, I'm about to die. Hold on a sec. I didn't even notice my health. Okay. I was about to die to a mud block. That would have been quite embarrassing. So let's just hope that doesn't happen. Ooh, cobwebs. We need those. The reason I need cobwebs is, hold on, let me light this up before I jump. Haha, look at that. Using my brain. I was about to just jump down there. Anyways, so yeah, the reason I want cobwebs is for silk. And with silk you can make different types of clothing and stuff. And one way, on my main character, I don't know if you've seen my channel introduction video, it just explains what I'm going to be doing on my channel. It's not a big deal if you missed it. But, so yeah, actually it is kind of a big deal because it explains what I'm going to just check it out. I can't believe I said that. Just make sure you check it out. So anyways, what was I saying? I think, okay, hold on a second, give me a second here. Oh yeah, silk, and why you want it. So, silk, like, on my main character, I guess you could say, I'm not trying to make this out to be like an MMORPG, like my mage, whatever, moving on. So, like, it helps you build clothing and stuff, and on my main character, my guy's dressed up in the hero's clothing, which is also known as Link's clothing. All of his, you know, his famous green attire that he wears throughout all of his games, and you can actually get that to wear, which I freaking love, because Zelda Twilight Princess was probably one of my most favorite games of all times. It was just the greatest game I've probably ever played on the Wii, and just in general. Like I don't think there was a moment of that game that I didn't enjoy, and I highly recommend that if you haven't played that, to play through that entire game, and I guarantee you will enjoy every minute of it. There's like nothing tedious about the game. You know, there's a lot of stuff to collect, but it's fun to collect, you know? It's a really great game. Definitely check that out. I love that game to death. It's probably still one of my favorite games, and it came out in, I can actually check right now, it's right beside me, hold on a second. It came out in, I think, where is it? I swear it tells you where it came out on the box. Give me a second here. 2006. Yeah, came out 2006. 5 years later, still one of my favorite games. It is just greatest game ever. Okay, so enough dick riding. Zelda Twilight Princess. I love the game, yet I butcher it every time I say it. All right, moving on. So yeah, just definitely check that out. But yeah, and then what was I saying before all that Twilight Princess? What is that word? I have no idea what I'm even trying to say right now. Okay, whatever. So yeah, I was talking about people that you have like no idea who they are, and coming up to you and like, yeah, I knew you when you were like 2 years old. You look so different. It's like, yeah, I bet I do look different in the 15 years that I've been living since I was 2. Yeah, it's so nice to meet you again. You know, it's just like, it's shit like that people say. It's like, what? What are you saying? But like, do you think before you say that? Like, I know it's, yeah, it's nice to meet you, cool. You know, I haven't known you since I was a little kid, but it's like, of course I look different. What kind of stupid thing is that to say? It's like, just, stuff like that really annoys me. It's like, what the fuck? Let me get some more torches. I'm actually running out quite quickly. Let me just grab some more torches here. light this place up. I'm not sure if you guys can see, and it's a big pet peeve of mine when you can't see. Like when you'll watch people play Minecraft, and it's still visible on their screen, but you can't see a thing. And I hate when people do that. So I'm gonna make sure to light up every time it gets a little dark, just to make sure. All right. So yeah, that's my little rant on that. And then another thing I wanted to talk about was, let me check my little list here. I made a little, like, topic list, or whatever, make sure I didn't forget, make sure I stay on track. Let me check the time real quick, too. Alright, we got a good 10 minutes, we've been recording for 5 minutes now. So, next thing on my list is almost crying. Oh, yeah. I can honestly tell you the last time I've cried in my life, and it was in grade 3. I was out for recess, and we were playing Manhunt with all my friends, and back then Manhunt was the shit. And if you're not sure what Manhunt is, well, the way we played it, at least, I think this is the universal way of playing it, I don't know, whatever. So what you do is we'd have like 30, 20 guys playing this game, a couple girls too, whatever. Like, you would get in a huge circle, and you'd pick who would be the guy who was like the first guy to be it. I guess you could refer it to like being infected, if you will, if it's easier for you to understand that way. Like, first guy to be infected. And basically, everyone would run away, and he'd wait for like 30 seconds. This is, giant schoolyard we're playing this on. There's got a hill, and then the pavement below, and all that. So I'm actually gonna throw a torch down here, because never mind, I can see. Okay, never mind. But so yeah, like huge yard, soccer field, baseball diamond, all that stuff, the works. And so we'd pick a guy to be, I guess it, if you will. And the music just changed, which means we are below sea level, I think is what it means, something like that. But yeah, so you pick a guy to be it, and then he would give about a 30-second head start, maybe a minute, I'm not really sure. I was never really it that much. I was fucking speed demon when I was a kid. And then I got fat, and by fat I mean like 140 pounds. I'm really light, but I got a lot heavier, and I'm not as fast anymore, not as athletic as I used to be. But yeah, I was fucking speed demon back then, all the way to like grade 8, and then I really slowed down. I kind of just chilled out. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, so you pick the guy to be it, and then if he ever caught anyone, he would have to grab them and say 1, 2, 3 manhunt, and then you would also be infected, and then it was 2 people that were infected versus let's say there were 30 people playing, so the other 28 guys, and then you'd have to go after all of them, and you'd have to play this until the end of recess. And what am I stuck on? I can't move. Oh, okay, I don't have my fingers on the right key button thingies. So okay, so you have to play this to the end of recess, and the only way to survive was to make it to the wall, because at the end recess in our school we had a wall we would all line up on for each grade you were in. And so, like grade 1 through 4 was on 1 through 5 actually was on one side of the school, actually 1 through 6, and then 7, 8 was on the other side of the school. So it was like 2 complete different yards that you'd probably never see in your elementary career 1 through 6 until you got to grade 7 or 8. Like, there's a whole yard that we just never went to, because that's where all the quote-unquote big kids would roam. And so we just stayed in our respective yards. And so you had to make it to your wall that your class would line up on, and that was the way you won that game. And I swear that was the most fun ever. Like, that game was just the greatest. I remember playing it in grade 7 and 8 too. Just as like a throwback one recess, we're like, dude, we never played freaking Manhunt in a while, and everyone's like, hell yeah, let's do that shit. And so we would do that. Of course, back in grade 7 and 8, it was a lot more girls would play, and it became it came a little weird, because back then, you're a little confused, and it's like, should I be grabbing her in certain, let's get off that topic. Anyways, so yeah, what am I doing here? We're just gonna grab some copper. Actually, can't see what's down there. Make sure I don't fall down and die. Okay, so we're good. So yeah, that was my, I digress. That was my little manhunt story. So I don't know how that went from almost crying. Oh yeah, so yeah, I forgot the whole reason I was telling this story. Okay, sorry. So yeah, it was back when we were playing Manhunt one of those days in grade 3, and I had fell down the hill as I was being chased, and I sprained my ankle, and that was the last time I remember crying. And so then I wanted to relate that to how I almost cried at the wedding. So you know how everyone will go up and give their little speeches and whatnot. So, you know, I'm doing fine. I wasn't even close to crying during when my parents gave their speech, and everything was cool. You know, my sister's cool. Everything was sweet. And then my sister, so just in case anyone, I have two siblings, Nicole and Chantel. I just call her Shani. I've called her Shani since I was freaking, I don't know, since I can remember. Nicole's the one being married, just so you know. So, oh my god, we found glowing mushrooms already. Sorry, that was a bit of a nerdgasm, I guess. Oh my gosh, man. Okay. So, okay, we're good on time. We got about 3 minutes or so. I can spit this story out. So, my sister Chantel goes up. Nicole's being the one being married, and we're at bats already. We're probably about to die here. I gotta get suited up, some better armor. This is not good. Okay, so my sister Nicole is the one being married, and Chantel goes up and gives her speech, and that speech just it hit a chord in my heart or something, man. I was just like, wow, this is really happening. You know, my sister's being married. It was crazy. And I was like, wow, this is just, you know, it was just this beautiful hall and everything. I don't know if this sounds gay, but whatever. It hit me, and I swear I was about to cry, dude. I had to like hold that in. At one point, I just covered up. I was like, oh my god. I just like pinched like my I'm fucking crying right now remembering the speech. Yeah, like just. It was crazy because she was just going back way when, like, I remember the story she was telling. I was just like, oh my god, this is really happening. It was just crazy. Oh, man, just thinking about it now, I'm starting to... it hit me. It hit me. That was a really good story she told. I love both my sisters. Really cool. You know, it was a really great story. So, okay, I'm going to try to slowly make my way over here. Get to those mushrooms. I think I'm actually going to cut off the episode now. Actually, we got about a minute or so, maybe 2 minutes. Just gotta make sure I don't go over 15. Place a torch here. Can't really see anything. Is that silver? No, that is not silver. Alright, let's bridge the gap here, if you will. Now the reason I'm cutting down these giant mushrooms. Oh my god, skeletons! Get out of here, skeletons! The reason why I'm cutting these down is because they can be used to make better potions than the red one I have right now, and they'll actually heal by 200 instead of 100. And these mushrooms are also used in a lot of other potions. They're using it as ingredients in other potions. I think there's a worm coming. Yeah, I can hear it. Shit. Oh, and there's silver right there too. All right, so we've struck a good little pocket of minerals, if you will, or ores. Get out of here, worm. There we go. Get owned. Out of my face, man. Out of my face! Alright. Oh, there's emeralds up there. Okay, I think I'm going to cut off the episode now, guys. It is 10:20. I'm scratching my eye. I can't really see. Not a good idea to scratch your eye and look at the time. 10:28. I'm going to cut it off now, guys. See you next time. We'll continue in this spot. Everything's going to be cool. We'll mine up this silver. We'll cut down this mushroom tree thingy. Overgrown mushroom. We'll be back.